walking in here, I really just felt the power of the place. You know, I was one of very few women lawyers practicing in 1974, and the first time I came to court here, and I remember feeling, I think I'm going to faint, followed by, or throw up, you know, and each seemed equally inappropriate.
I think my second case I tried here in this courthouse, and I still remember the difference between the two courthouses. I just really liked the feel of the old courthouse better than the new. The sense of history, the type of wood, the size of the courtroom.
It wasn't until I'd been practicing, I think 2 or 3 years, that I had something that brought me to the old courthouse. And I do remember walking in for the first time and thinking that this is the way a courthouse should look. It looked like a place where judges would sit and juries would come, and it wasn't modern, it wasn't as efficient, but it fit my notion of what a courthouse should look like. And I remember very clearly having that reaction.
I tried cases here. The one that for some reason is most memorable to me is I was defending the city of Scottsdale, and an individual was playing adult softball, and we had Major League Baseball players as witnesses, and the first thing that happened is the jury wanted my expert witness's autograph. But the thing I remember the most is called us to the bench for something, and we both got up, walked rapidly to the bench. My opposing counsel tripped over a briefcase and basically slid headfirst into the bench, at which point I professionally called safe. And for some reason, I can't get that case out of my mind.
I had a long time to study for the bar and then to wait for the bar results. So I spent that time as a bailiff for Judge Rufus Coulter in this building for almost a year, really.
The old courthouse has an architecture that once an architect described to me as indescribable. It defied any particular style, but it's a wonderful old building, and my memory of this building is arguing a case before Marilyn Riddell. It was memorable to me because it was the first time that I had ever appeared before a woman judge.
I was in law school when Sandra Day O'Connor was nominated to be the first woman on the United States Supreme Court. From that moment, my impression of what I personally could do changed completely, because I thought, well, if a woman can be on the United States Supreme Court, then there isn't anything, right, that is closed to us.
Again, I think it's a dramatic series of changes, but the numbers are way up, of course, numbers of women in law school and whatnot, but depending on how you define success in law, then I think you start to see not enough change.
We are still in a big fight over inclusion.
Some people have come to believe that it's the responsibility of those who are underrepresented to increase their representation. And of course, responsibility falls on women and people of color to make sure that they're qualified to take opportunities when they're available. But they can't make the opportunities. The people who run our law firms and our corporations and our court systems are the ones who can make those opportunities.
I believe that we have to learn not to put people down, and we can't stand still when we see other people put people down, especially when those people being put down are people who are different in some way.
I think that the system is there to be and allow appointments that were more diverse than they used to be, and it worked for a while, but not now in my view.
The challenge to fight discrimination, the challenge to fight injustice due to somebody's background or race, the challenge of inclusion, all those things put together is something that we're going to have to live with for a very long time. But we have to take the challenge on.